Well, hi, we're back. This is part 21 of graphical user interface application development using Lazarus and Linux and free Pascal. Well, we're not on Linux today. Today we're on Windows. And in our previous part 20, we downloaded and installed Lazarus and free Pascal on this is a Windows 10 computer. I'm pretty sure that's what most people are probably using. Hopefully you're not using Windows 11. It's a disaster. And I don't know how to install it on Windows 11 because I don't have a Windows 11 system, and right now I don't ever intend to have one. So that's where that's at. Okay, so today we're going to download the latest My Application files, and that's real easy to do using Google Drive. So if we go into my favorite browser, the Brave browser, and we're going to bring up YouTube, and YouTube's coming up, there it is. And then in the YouTube search bar, we're not going to use that one. We're going to type in Larry's, Larrys, space living room, Living space room. And we're going to do a search on that and find it. And here I am, right here. So we can click on that, and that will bring up Larry's living room. And we're going to get the latest video. So you click on videos, and it shows the latest first, hopefully. I mean, you can go popular or oldest first, whatever. But I'm doing latest first, and part 19 was the last part that we did. So I'll click on that. I'll stop the video. Now, if you go down in the description here, you'll notice that there's a link, an HTTPS link to the Google Drive site. And this is specifically connected. If you click this, this will take you directly to the Google Drive page where you can download all the files. So I'll click that right now. And here's the zip, the name of the zip file right here. It says it has 25 items in it. And then what you do is you go up here to this icon. This is the download icon. And you click that. Okay. Now it's downloaded that into the downloads directory. All right? On my system. So we're done with this. We don't need to do any more with this. So we can close the browser. Okay, close all. And now, if we go into our File Explorer, and we go into Downloads, we will see Lazarus, Free Pascal, GUI application. That's what we just downloaded. Okay. Drag that over a little bit. There we go. It's a zip file. It's an archive file. And we want to select that file, and we want to extract it. So up here, you click Extract. Extract all. Okay. I thought I clicked Extract it all. There it is. Okay. So it says the files will be extracted to this folder, Downloads. Well, I don't want this in Downloads. So what we do is we just click on the text bar here, and we put in where we want this to be installed. Now it's users, and that number is my users, so that's fine. But I want to install this in a folder called My Application. Okay. That's all you got to do is put the name of the folder. You can use your own folder name. Doesn't make any difference. And we'll just click extract. Boom. And now the File Explorer is showing the path to my application. And here are all the files that we've created for my application. So that part's done. Okay, we can close this. You can delete this if you want. I don't know that you need it anymore, so I think I'm just gonna delete that. All right, and we'll close the File Explorer. And now we can bring up Lazarus. So you go to your Lazarus icon. Now you can either execute, to put this icon down here, we did a little thing where we went into Lazarus and we selected this and we right-clicked on it, and then you can pin it to the taskbar. Let's see. No, I don't want that. You can unpin. Well, now it's seeing. Okay. We already pinned it to the taskbar, so now it's giving me the choice of unpinning it. Okay. At any rate, we have it right here too. So, I mean, you can execute it many different ways. I'm going to execute it from the taskbar. So I just click that, and up comes Lazarus. And it comes up with a default, a brand new application. Well, we don't want that. What we want to do is we want to open an existing application. So I'm going to go into project here, and I'm going to say open a project. All right, and now it's going to let me find my application folder. So now I'm going to go into my C drive, and then I'm going to go into users, and I'm going to bring up my user directory. I'll stretch this out a little bit like that. And we look down through here. Now we created a folder called My Application. That's where we extracted all our files to. So I'll just double click that. And here is the project. This is the project, My Application. So I click that, click open, and here are all our project files. Probably right where we left off. All right. Okay, this is the main. This is the unit that has the menu in it. This is the logon unit that we're familiar with. This is our logon unit. Okay. So let's run this. Let's build it and run it. See if we have any problems. So I'm just going to click on. Well, I can just click build. I can actually build it, or I can just test compile it. Let's just test compile it. Okay, let's bring this little message thing up. It has 2 hints, and these are probably hints from probably the same hints we got when we compiled it on Linux. But it came up green, which says it was successful and has 2 hints. Okay? So I should have this taskbar go away, but I like it there. All right. So it did compile. Well, let's go ahead and run it and see what happens here. Okay. Now, this is kind of strange because you'll notice these boxes are very tall. These text entry boxes are tall. But when my application first starts, it uses back as the user ID and door as the password, if you recall. So let's type in back and then door. All right. And hit log on. And we're in. And now we have files. We have the set path file, set path function, user, users, and exit. Well, we're logged in right now as the bad administrator, backdoor administrator. So one of the first things we probably should do is set the path, because this is where, if we create users, this is where the users file needs to be stored, is in this path. So if I click set path, there is no current path. And you can either choose a path, I think you can choose a path, or I think you can create a path. What folder are we in? So I think we're in the My Application folder right now. That's where I think we are. And so I think I need to back out a little bit here. I need to go to Users, My User folder, and then I need to select, yeah, I think I need to do this. Okay, so now I'm in the user, My Users directory. And these are all of the folders and files in that directory. And I want to pick My Application right here, right? And I want to select that folder. Okay, so now I'm telling it I'm going to select, this is my path where all my files are going to go. So I would say save that. Okay. So that's set. Now, we're going to find a bug. This is a bug that I accidentally found when I pre-tested doing all this stuff. We're going to go to Files, and we're going to go to Users, and we're going to add a user. And this is going to fail because there's a bug in this application. So let's go do that. Add. All right, and I'm going to add, the user's name is going to be administrator. Okay, tab. And his ID is admin, tab. And his password is capital A, lowercase d, min, underscore 1234. And we have to put that in twice to confirm it. ADMIN underscore 1234. There we go. And he is an administrator. Now I'm going to go add him. User add file append failed. Now that's odd. We told it where to store the files, and it failed. There's a good reason for that. When we set that path, we did not store that path internally in the program. In other words, the path where it's going to store files was not set. All we did was save that. All we did was save that selection. We didn't actually internally in the program tell it where to store the files. So when it attempts to do this add, it's trying to put it in a directory that it has no authority to put in. It's probably trying to stick it right straight into the C drive root directory or something. So that's why this is failing. And it's a bug we're going to fix. We could fix it right now if we want. But we're going to have to get out of here because that didn't work. And since that didn't work, we still have to log in as backdoor. Okay. So let's close this out. And let's close out of the logon. And it's telling us execution stopped. That's okay. That's what we want to hear. All right. So where do we set path? We do that right here. And when we click the Save button, all we did was we opened up the initialization file and we wrote the shares directory out and what the share was. And the share is the path that we had picked for where the files were going to be stored. Okay? And that all worked, because if we go look in my app right now, there is a shares. Now, if we re-execute the program, it's going to work. In other words, we close the program, and now when it starts up, it's going to find shares, right? On form show, it's going to read that initialization file, and it's going to put share in the string, I think. Yes, it's going to, okay, now it's going to get share, right? Oh, I got to go to logon. That's where that happens. It's in logon. What am I thinking? Yeah, in logon, when it starts, on form show event, right? We look down here, find our form show event. So I think it's probably at the bottom. It's right here. Yeah, it's the last thing. It's the last procedure in the source code. So on the form show event, what happens? It oh no, no, that's not where it's done. It's done on form creation. I'm sorry. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Okay, when the form is created, it reads the shares file and it gets the application file path. See? So what we need to do is, when we're setting the path, we also need to set at the end, when we've successfully saved it, then we need to set this variable, right, to the actual text for the path that we've selected. So that's done back in set path right here. Now let's see, app file path. Let's go back up here. App file path. App file path is public within the unit logon form. So let's go back to set path. Do we have access to the unit logon form? Yes, we do. It's right here. Uses unit logon. So we have access to that data. And that means we have access to the form, and that's what we need. So what we're going to do is, when we click save, before we close the form, right here, now we're going to have to set the path in unit logon. Okay. It's actually flogon, I believe. I think it's flogon, because it stores it under the form name. What did we call that? Let's look at unit logon. And we're going to look at the form. Oh, this is it. Okay, FRM logon. It's FRM logon. Very good. It's FRM logon. Okay. Now, it's called share. So we're going to say FRM logon dot, and it's the app file path, which happens to be the very first thing that's showing up here. That's right. Okay, so yes, that's what we want, and that's going to be set equal to share. Now that will fix the bug, because as soon as this is done, before it closes the window, it will set that path, and now we can then directly it will then that won't fail. Then then the save the user, that admin user will actually work, because it will have a path of where to store it. Okay, let's save that. All right. So we fixed a bug. Very good. And what we should do is we should go back here into unit application. And now we should say this is the 21st. We've made a change. So we'll call the release date 21. And we will save that. Control S. Okay. All right, we fixed a bug. Now, how do we test that? What we need to do is we need to go into the file folder, and we need to go into our user, users right here. We need to go into our folder, and we need to go into my application. This is where we're storing our files. Now there should be a shares in here. It's right here. It's very difficult to see with this size text font, but this is the shares INI that was created. We need to delete that. So let's delete it. This will make it look like the application has never been run before. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we can close that. We don't have any other files we created in here yet. All right, so now we need to recompile it, and if I click run, it will recompile it and then run it. So that's all done in one swipe. Okay. So now we go to backdoor again. So we do back door, and we're in, and now we go to files and users, add, and we can now put in our new administrator. Now you notice all this is running. We've cross-compiled. We've cross-compiled this application. The only change we made was to a bug that actually exists in Linux and this. So this is working. So you can, what I'm getting at is you can develop on Linux, port the source code like we just did to Windows, and recompile it on Windows, and the application should run. Now, of course, if you use operating system specific calls, that's not going to work. That'll break that. Because then when you run it on Windows, those calls don't exist. Those functions don't exist. So, I mean, that's the other thing you have to think about. There's ways of getting around that, by the way. Okay, tab. I'm going to add his password now, which is going to be admin_1234. Admin_1234. And set the administrator access on and click add. Ah! It failed. Why did it fail? Well, I'm embarrassed. This worked. The change to the date worked. Okay. Why did that fail? Its path is set. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Did I not click save? Did I not click save? I guess maybe I didn't. It's calling me a liar. Here's my application. Okay, select it. Oh, that's weird. Let's save it. All right. There should now be an INI file out there. There should be a shares INI file in my app, the my application file. Let's see. See if I'm full of beans. Here's the my application folder. There's the shares. Let's open it. There it is. Okay. So what is happening? We better take a look and see. We better take a look and see what's going on in logon. And let's see if app file path is getting set when we start. So we need to look at the logic for form create, because that's where it gets read. Let's see here. Here's form create. And here's where app file path gets set. Let's put a breakpoint right here on this line. And then we can take a look and see what app file path is now set to. Okay. So let's run this. It's set. It says app file path is equal to C users this my application. So that part worked. Okay. That worked. Well, let's run it. F9. Press F9. And now the application is running, continuing to run. And we have to use backdoor again, I think. And click logon. We're in. Go to files, users, add. Okay, now we're going to put in the administrator and admin. And we're going to put in his password, admin 234. Admin _ 1234. Set him as the administrator and click add. Ah, it worked. It worked. Because the shares INI existed. I didn't test the broken part of it though, did I? I don't think I tested the broken part. In other words, let's get out of this. And This is on form create. It did do it. But that's because shares INI already existed. Right? Shares INI existed. The case is when it doesn't exist. Yeah. The case is when I do a set path. That's the case. And that's what failed, I think. How are we going to test that? Okay. We have to go back into our File Explorer, and we have to go back into Users, and we have to go into his folder. We need to go into My Application folder where all our files are. And here's the shares INI file. We got to delete that. So we got to delete it again. This makes it look like the application has... Why didn't that delete? Did I delete that? No, it's gone. It's Windows. It's just slower than hell. It show, you know, after I deleted it, it's still appearing. Why? It should refresh that list immediately. Yeah, drives you nuts. That's why I don't use it. All right. Now, so now when this application starts up, there's no shares INI file. So what am I going to do? I need to break into this unit after I do the set path. That's what I need to do. Well, I can actually look at it. When I go to do the add user. That's what I can do. When I go to add user, I think I can go in there and look at it, right? I can break in there. So let's go to project, and we're going to look at units, and we want to look at user add. So we're going to click that and click OK. And that opens up this users add tab for me so that I can look in the code here. Right. And what I can do is, here's where it actually does. Oh, here it checks to see if the user already exists. And it actually uses the path. So what I can do is I can set a breakpoint here. And when I click the add button, it will stop right here and it will let me examine the contents of this to see if that string has been set. And then I can trap through it and find out why it's failing. Oh. Oh. I'll get a failed status. It will break. And it will say what? Oh, it says fine. There is no user. And then it will go through and do all that calculation stuff. and then it will do a file append, and I'll get a status back. And here's where we get the user add append failed thing. So I will set another breakpoint here so we can check the status coming back. And the status is a number. And that number will tell me what happened. So I want to add that this rfile append thing is done in our rfile IO stuff. So we can also bring that project unit up on our screen here. And here it is, rfile IO pass. So we will add that. All right, so that's here now. All right. Okay. So we will set our path, and then we will, now do I still have a breakpoint in here set? No, I don't. I don't. All right, well, let's run this now. Okay, I'll run this. And we're going to have to use our backdoor because it's not, there's no administrator established yet. Okay. There we go. And now we got to do the set path first. And we're going to choose a path. And it's in our users directory, and the path is going to be my application right here. Select that folder, and you see how long it took Windows to bring that up? That's instantaneous in Linux. That's boom, it's there. Okay, so that's the one we want. We save it. Now saving it should have put the path, set the path variable in the logon area. So now we can go to users add, and here we're going to go do our administrator again. Isn't debugging fun? Okay. Here we go. Establish him as an administrator and click add. Oh. Oh. I guess we better fix that. Now it should work. Username already exists. Are you kidding me? The username already exists. Huh. If you I'm very confused by my own application here. This is insane. How does it already exist? Let's go look at users. Change. Well, there he is. He exists. Something worked. Something worked. And I don't know what's going on. I have no idea why it's all of a sudden working. I think we fixed the bug, but You watched me do it. If you see something I didn't see, maybe you ought to leave me a comment, because I don't know. I don't know how that did that. Is this a Windows thing biting me? I have no idea. Could be. At any rate, I think that's it for this is part 21. I'm going to let it go at that before it gets too long and drawn out. You saw how I did debugging. Let's see. There's a way of clearing all of these breakpoints. What is it? View breakpoints? There's something like that. I forget how I did that. There's a way of finding all your breakpoints. I forget where that was. Here we go. You go to View, Debug Windows, and you select breakpoints. And then there's a way of clearing them all. Delete all right here. It looks like a little flashlight or something with a beam of light coming out of it. And you just click yes, you want to get rid of them all. Now all my breakpoints are gone. I won't have those hanging around anymore. Okay, that's it. Well, as usual, if you found this muddled demo of Lazarus of use and helpful, please leave me a like. And if you want to see more content like this, subscribe. I have at the moment, I think I have 32 subscribers. Hey, I love you guys. Thank you for subscribing. And if you haven't, please do so. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a good day.